No, but in the 50s,
Them in the X-ray specs. You should throw the CEOs of those companies in jail.
Yeah, well, they're both publicly traded companies, Tim. You'd never. They bring the whole Dow Jones Industrial Average down.
That's true.
Uh,
Our entire economy is built on lies of seeing through people's
clothes
and
you're
growing these animals that'll be friendly.
You're looking at this through 2017 specs, though, Tim. You got to think, in the 50s, everything was so boring that sea monkeys and X-ray specs were probably super exciting.
What do you mean?
Everything was boring. There was nothing to look at. So you'd look at sea
go down
monkeys
to the
for a while.
river, the old fishing hole.
And see what? Not sea monkeys.
Life, man. Actual monkeys.
And then I think you have a very loose grasp on what the 50s were like.
Yeah, monkeys everywhere.
Yeah. And same thing with the X-ray specs, Tim.
But you'd see real fish.
Yeah, but the X-ray specs, you got to think in the 50s, it was a lot more modest. And now you got some glasses.
But they didn't work is the problem, Tom.
But again, you're thinking nowadays where it's like, well, I want to see, some HD, the hardcore pornography if I put these glasses on.
That's not what I'm thinking.
You know what? And in the 50s, it was like, if I see a little bit of ankle, that will do it for me.
They didn't do that. They didn't work in any way, Tom.
They kind of work. They do something.
No, they don't.
They do. When have you ever put on X-ray specs?
You are under the impression that the X-ray specs that they sold in the back of comic books actually did X-ray things a little bit. They let you kind of see through things.
No, but they would make it look like everything had bones, I think.
No, it was like...
No, I think they made everything
really
look like
thin,
bones.
like tissue paper or something. I had them when I was a kid. Yeah.
No, you had the bad ones then. There are good ones out there.
Tom, you are insane if you think that these pieces of garbage that they sent to children with the promise of
It made it look
X-ray.
like you could see bones, and that was enough for some people for them to, be titillated.
Tom,
they knew it wasn't real, but still.
The only bones that I want to see is on Fox 5 at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights. Tom.
Yes.
This week, the landmark week, we're going to be teaching people about technology.
Boop, 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 boop.
Logging on to Snapchat.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah, Snapchat. And Tom, look, let's do a full disclosure here. Neither of us uses Snapchat on a regular basis?
No, not daily.
Both of us have I
did for a little bit.
Did you ever post anything?
Yeah.
I would check it once in a while.
I would check and I would post a little bit. And actually, that's one. All right, I'll let you continue.
So like we don't like. Like, before we did some research for this episode, I really didn't know anything about it. But also, here's the thing. We're two guys in our 30s. I am always...
but, Tim, you just told me you got a subscription to Riverdale. You bought the whole season, so...
The Archie television?
Yeah. So, I mean, you're not as old, much of an old fart as
I did
you
pay,
might see.
I paid $25.99 to Amazon.com for a season pass to Riverdale, the Archie teen show.
Yeah, well,
that just launched.
I mean, that's redundant. Archie is a teen.
I don't know. Well, they're not played by teens.
No. But who is nowadays?
The dog in A Dog's Purpose.
Okay, fair.
One of the dogs.
Yeah.
Several of the dogs in A Dog's Purpose. But like, we're in our 30s, in our mid-30s, right?
Ooh.
But I always hate when people are like, I don't understand this, so it must be dumb.
Yeah.
Everything all the time throughout history that has appealed to young people has been dumb.
Yeah.
But it's no dumber than the things that we liked when we were teens, right?
Yeah.
So everybody calm down. We don't understand it. We don't know what we're talking about. But, like, enough with the people my age. Like, it's so dumb that these people are doing this. Oh, these idiots are doing this thing.
Yeah.
You know what? They're smarter than you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
They might think, having like a mortgage is dumb.
Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the very least, they'll think it's confusing.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not that confusing, and it's kind of dumb.
Yeah. Just buy the house outright.
Yeah. Just use your considerable wealth.
Yeah.
And buy a house in cash.
Yeah, what are you doing buying
idiots?
things over 30 years?
Yeah,
it's going to take you
nuts?
forever.
Yeah.
Just buy it now.
Just buy it with the money you have
Yeah.
from your trust fund.
I was going to say, actually, and I wanted you to finish your little intro about Snapchat before I said this, because I feel like I did get into Snapchat, not like hardcore, but a lot more. And the reason why I don't really use it anymore is because everything else added the stories thing.
Yeah.
Which was really the only thing that I kind of got about Snapchat. Like, I get... Well, all right. So what it start out as, everybody's like, it's a way to send...
Well, this is a show for grandmas and grandpas, Tom. So
Yeah.
we need to take first a 1,000-mile view of it,
Yeah.
right? Is that
At
a thing?
first, everybody was like, it's a way to send pictures of your naughty bits.
Yeah, it was a way for teens to send naked pictures to other teens, right?
Yeah. But then once adults got on, they were like, I guess we can't send these anymore.
No, because you can... Here, Tom.
Huh?
Snapchat is primarily used for creating multimedia messages referred to as snaps.
Yeah. All right. Grandpa.
Snaps can consist of a photo or a short video and can be edited to include filters and effects, text, captions, and drawings.
Yeah. That at its core, that's what it is.
You're sending a picture or video, usually of a nude person, to somebody, either a group of people or one person.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Are there nobody really? I don't know. I've spent probably cumulatively 36 seconds in the Snapchat app. And I've never seen a naked person.
Well, they don't. It's not just being sent out randomly, Tim. That's one of the first things you have to understand.
Oh.
Yeah, these people who used it.
So do I need to sign up for some sort of list?
Yeah, you need to sign up for another service.
Okay.
No, but it's really interesting to me on like a societal level, because this was really started as a backlash to the idea that people younger than us, like, we're the first we're the oldest millennials, right?
Yeah.
We're the elder millennials.
Tim and Tom, the old millennials.
The elder millennials.
Some would say you're not even a millennial, Tom.
Those people
Some
are liars.
make the cutoff at 1982.
Really?
Yeah.
More and more I've been hearing 1980, which like makes sense only from a number perspective,
Yeah.
I guess. But at the same time, you can find some 13-year-old who acts like an old fart.
Yeah.
And you can find some
weird. I don't like these children that act like,
You don't like-
I'll wear this cardigan sweater, this brown cardigan. Stop it.
Yeah. Look,
Weird
we
me
can
out.
both go on record that we don't like precocious children.
Yeah.
And
I don't know that I've ever met a precocious child. I think that might be
a myth.
entirely the television and movie industry.
See, no, they're Tim, you gotta come to some of these. I've been going to a lot of Broadway auditions lately. A lot of precocious children.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right.
So you've got that, and then you've also got, nowadays we got 70-year-olds who are addicted to Twitter, if you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But-
Donald Trump.
Never the Apprentice guy?
Yeah, the man from the Grimace commercial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Grimace's friend.
Grimace's friend.
Man, if that were true.
No, if he was actually friends with the Grimace would be nominated for the Supreme Court.
And what would be so bad about that?
Yeah.
What was the Grimace's deal? What was he?
What was the Grimace's politics?
Where did he fall on Roe v. Wade? No, what was the Grimace's motive in life? What was
I don't
he
know.
after? I got everybody else's motivations. The Grimace was just kind of around.
The problem with the Grimace is his name was the dang Grimace,
Yeah.
but he was so jolly.
Right, yeah. He
Was it one of these things
a
where
man
like
of contradictions?
marketing was just like a little darker in the 70s
Right.
when they were just like, no, this guy's bad. And then they were like, we're trying to sell poison to kids. Can we
Yeah.
make
At
the
least-
purple guy friendly?
Yeah. And was he at some point a man and something had happened to him?
Oh, that hadn't occurred to me.
Yeah.
Like fell into the McFlurry
Yeah, he
machine.
fell into a
and
vat of
yeah.
acid or whatever,
Yeah.
and this is what came out. Fell into a ball pit. This emerged. So Snapchat started as, like I was saying, there was a generation a little bit younger than us that grew up, like we grew up with technology, me and you, but we were at the front of it where it was like everything new's coming out. We're like, oh, awesome. New thing. This is all great. But then people, 10, 15 years younger than us, that wasn't new to them when they were
Yeah.
kids. It was like, oh, I've always had a computer connected to the internet at my house. We've always had
Must be nice, kids.
We've always had high-speed internet. We've always had Wi-Fi. I've always had a smartphone. Like, this stuff wasn't new to them. And not to get political again, but Obama famously said this, where he said, I don't understand how anybody's going to be able to run for office from these other generations because everything you do is online
Right.
and permanent.
And that was
he
very quickly disproven.
Yeah. It was very quickly disproven that your
would be a
social media
barrier, yeah.
record was not going to be a barrier to entry. But Snapchat grew out of, I think, a lot of kids being like, look, when I send somebody a message or something, I don't want that going to the National Archives forever.
Yeah.
I want it to be ephemeral.
Yeah. Although the millennials, the teens didn't know the word ephemeral.
No, they came up with it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I thought that was like by it sounds like a word like fairies.
It
Like-
sounds like a word that fairies from the forest might have come up
Yeah, FAERIE, like the like real.
with. Yeah, the cool spelling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
I know. I know that's a big trigger issue for you, Tim, if people don't spell fairies the right way. The old English way that you insist
the,
on.
like the bewinged ones, not the like slur.
Right.
Yeah,
So what were we talking about?
I don't
You've
know.
confused the hell out of me.
Snapchat, I think.
Oh, yeah, Snapchat.
I'm confused
So
all the
these
time
kids-
trying to understand this Snapchat.
So kids basically just want a way to send pictures to each other without that person having that picture forever.
Right.
Especially when they're doing something dumb or embarrassing.
Yeah,
Which
be
I
that
can
a nude picture, be that them doing something racist,
right.
or just generally unpalatable,
Right.
something they'd get in trouble for.
No, but I can see that. I mean, I'm sure you've done this too, where like, at some point you have to go through your Facebook or whatever and be like, all right, let me get rid of all these pictures that I'm tagged in that aren't necessarily like horrible, but it's like that does not portray me in the best light.
Yeah, I'm going to start curating this a little
Right.
more actively.
Well, and that's what people say, that Snapchat is kind of a response against that idea, because you got to think kids younger than us, they're so probably weighed down with the idea that like I gotta curate my fucking personal brand all the time, but I've still got this thing that is still how I communicate.
Yeah.
All right, there's got to be like a different
How
form
can
of
somebody see
communication.
me nude without
Right.
everybody seeing
Right,
me nude?
and without that person later showing everyone
right.
me nude.
When things inevitably go south.
Right. But it's not just nude. It's, I'm out partying. Look at me. I'm hammered. But I don't want, because I still have embarrassing photos of people. I have embarrassing photos of you from like being 18 or whatever.
Yeah. There's an embarrassing photo of you on the internet that is posted on a website that we don't know how to take down. And so it'll
Yeah.
just be there forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what Snapchat And actually, I would argue that maybe the younger people who use Snapchat a lot, they might be more, they might have like better mental health than people like me and you. Because I feel like we're old enough that now we